Okay. All right. So I'm live and I don't think anyone's on here yet. So I like to give myself a few minutes for people to show up. It is super early. It's like 9:18 in the morning Pacific Standard Time. So I'm not really sure who's going to come to this live. I haven't done a live in a really long time. So, um, not anticipating a huge turnout, but definitely wanted to come on here and talk to people. So if you can hear me, please let me know when you come in so that I know that I'm able to be heard. And I will get this started in about 5 minutes. Good morning, Janice. Are you able to hear me okay? Perfect. Jess, hey girl. Hello, hello. Cool. So people are coming in. That's really cool. I'm going to get started when I have about 15 to 20 people in here. I just really want to talk to you guys. Like, I've been waiting for the right moment. I'm doing really well. Actually, I'm doing really good despite everything that's going on right now. I'm doing really well. Just kind of waiting for everyone to come in. Yeah, I know. I know I haven't really been on here. I think last time I did a live was like November or something. It's been a while. It's definitely been a while, but that's okay. I know I've been around. I've definitely been around. Trust me. I just haven't done a live or anything. Um, it's kind of weird. If like I feel like kind of like a fish out of water right now because it's been a long time since I've like talked to people. But again, I'm just waiting for people to come on. I don't know how, like I said, how crowded it's gonna get in here. So when I get it, I'm gonna wait a couple minutes. So how's everyone doing? How's everyone coping right now? So much happening. So much going on right now. I see 6 of you in here. What the hell? Um, I've never done a live this early in the morning, so I have no idea um, what it's gonna be like in here. But my Facebook group is pretty much like dead. No one really posts in there anymore. So like, I don't even know if anyone's. Janice, where are you at right now? Where are you located? Like, what part of the world are you in right now, or just generally where are you from? I can certainly, I like struggle with trying to understand, but I do, but I don't. Um, you're in New York. Okay, cool. So you're here. All right. So I don't know. I don't think people are gonna come in here. I guess I'm just kind of like stagnant, and I think so. I just wanted to come on here. I guess people can get a later replay, but I just wanted to kind of come on here and talk about like, okay, I am like kind of at a loss for words. I believe that we are going into the 13th year that Michael has left us. I think so. I think it's about 13 years, which is a really long time. It's like well over a decade, almost going into a decade and a half that he's been gone um, from our space. And I just like, I'm sitting here and I'm kind of watching the news and I'm watching things unfold. And I have been on a really like, I mean, I've always been on a spiritual thing. But a couple of years ago, I did some videos on here. I don't know if who has seen them, who hasn't seen them, but I did videos on Can You Feel It and kind of like the Hopi prophecy. And that's kind of like, I did those videos in 2019. And I told you guys that I think before that I hadn't done videos in a very long time. And I did those videos because I felt compelled to, because I felt like something was going to happen. I don't remember. I don't know if you guys remember them or not. You should go back on my channel. They're still available for you to watch. But I felt very compelled to like do these videos, and I felt something like in my soul telling me that like there was a very big shift about to happen. Like I kind of want to, hi, hi. I kind of want to like rewind, and I'm trying not to get emotional because it's like hard for me not to get emotional. Um, this is very emotional for me to talk about. Um, I'm feeling a lot of emotions right now. I'm feeling very like it's a lot for me, and I'm not like a super sensitive person. I don't really cry when I talk about things, but I feel very emotional about what I'm about to talk about because hi Tanya. Um because I know like okay, I kind of want to rewind, like I want to go back. So like when I heard that Michael Jackson had died, like I was not a fan of Michael Jackson. I don't want to be like repetitive because I know most of you know this about me already, but like I was not a Michael Jackson fan when I heard that Michael had quote unquote died. I didn't know anything about him. I mean, I like who doesn't like Michael Jackson's music? But I really didn't know him. I didn't know anything about him, and I had just kind of always saw him as this kind of like tragic figure in history and in life. And I um I just felt so inspired or so compelled to like try to understand exactly like what happened. You know, I tried to understand like why did I feel this strong, like compelling feel emotion that Michael like wasn't dead? Like um why was I so compelled to like do this, you know, and I struggled because the beginning of the beginning time of the quote unquote death hoax where we thought Michael was alive still was very fun at first. You know, it was a very fun new environment for many people. For me, I wasn't a fan, so just to get to know like his fans, his music, what he's about, it was very like amazing experience for me in the beginning. And I like um I did that. And I spent the first like year like doing death hoax videos, but I always felt like there was more to it. And a lot of fans didn't like me like digging into things. I got attacked by people, really bullied by people. It was a really bad experience, you know. So I kind of went away for a while. But I always had this like strong like feeling there was just something more to Michael's story. And I didn't really understand. Like I've spent like years like doing death hoax videos, like, but you know, years ago for me, like years and years and years ago for me, it stopped being about like um if Michael was alive or dead. Like it stopped being about that for me a long time ago because I always felt like the message of everything was getting lost on trying to prove that fact. If you believed it, you did. If you didn't, you didn't. But I think I always thought like it didn't really matter if Michael was here in the physical space or in the spiritual space. I mean, of course, I didn't always feel like that, but when I over the years, I started to like think that like it doesn't really matter if Michael's physically here or not because the message is like just getting lost on the obsession with that. It's why I kind of backed out of the community a little bit because I just people were so obsessed with like proving that Michael's like alive and like I don't see the purpose in that because it doesn't matter if he's physically here or not. It doesn't change the whole narrative. But I kept saying it doesn't change the whole story, but I didn't understand what that story was. I didn't understand like getting involved in this Michael Jackson community and like the believer community changed my entire like existence of a person. Like I completely it changed the core of who I am. It changed and it's hard to explain like what I mean by that. And I'm not gonna really spend time. It's really personal. It's a personal journey. So I would just say that it really changed me as a person. Like it really changed how I looked at the world, myself, spirituality, God, everything. And I've had this affinity, this connection with Michael. And I was like, okay, it wasn't like a fan based connection. I'm not like it wasn't like a fan thing. I do like his music more now. Of course, I'm like a fan of his music, but it was like a spiritual connection. And for a long time, like I've heard fans like say like they have this spiritual affinity with Michael Jackson. I'm like they're crazy. Like you don't have a spiritual connection with someone that you don't know. And I didn't I have the same thing, but I didn't get it. I didn't understand. Like I'm like, oh, these are just fans. And I think a lot of people are just fans. But as I've spent the past like year, actually since like 2019, I've spent a lot of time with like self discovery and trying to understand myself, who I was as a person, and like trying to understand like things about me. And I've realized like that spiritual connection that I have with Michael is not really, it's not based on him being a celebrity. Like it has nothing to do with his fame, his fortune, it has nothing to do with that. It's a very spiritual connection because I believe he is someone that's very similar to me in terms of like how we're very connected to like mankind, to humanity. Like there are certain people who are just kind of born like that are kind of assigned here to understand. It doesn't matter what your personality is like. You don't have to be like a person that like doesn't swear, or that's like a virgin, or that doesn't drink, or it doesn't, that has nothing to do with it, because that is our physical self. That's our physical like vessel. It has nothing to do with our spirit. And our spirits are here to kind of like bring a message forward, bring change, like, and whether it's on a bigger scale like Michael Jackson, or if it's on like a smaller scale like me, just having 12 people in this room that I'm talking to right now. So I say all that to say, like, I, though I haven't been like present here, like making videos and like talking to you guys, I very much have been like here present in terms of like trying to better understand my connection with Michael in order to tell his story better to you guys. Because I feel like it's, anybody can like make a video, anybody can go live. These things don't, like, those things don't matter, because like Michael not being here in a physical sense, or being here in a physical sense still, is not the overall message or of anything. What's happened here is that Michael Jackson um, has a purpose, had a purpose of kind of like warning people about things that were going to come, about a change in the world. I mean, I really, this is not even me like talking like as a fan or putting him on like some god level, because he's not. But I honestly feel like I don't believe that Michael's purpose was ever here to like make music or perform. I think really like from the time he was born, his purpose was, he's a star seed. He is here to bring peace and understanding to the to society and to the world. And so, but sometimes people of that level, it's like a heightened sense of it, and it becomes a threat to like darker things. It becomes a threat to, I'm a person like in my life, I've always been taken off my path by like darker distractions. And I know that I have like a higher purpose of doing things. Like I have a purpose to be on this planet to like help people see things like I'm God's hands, kind of, like, you know what I mean? Like I'm not God, but I'm like, I'm a person like you guys. Like, we're all people, but I have a higher purpose of being able to show people things. And I this was like in my videos, like early on, I was doing these videos and like I don't even remember making them. But I would just like start making them, and I would like check out. And I remember Michael talking about like making music, he would just like check out. And I understand that, because it's, you're like a vessel, like you're just here to like do God's work. And Michael was definitely a person that came here to awake people, but it's not just him. It's not just Michael. Like Michael was over Michael, I believe, speaks to the hearts of people who are very similar to him. Michael is a leader in terms of like finding people through his music or through himself that also like feel this need for change. So I say all that to say that like I did these videos a couple years ago, 2019. I was telling you guys in these video that we were entering the fifth world. I talked about the Hopi prophecy and how there were big changes coming. And I said this to you guys. This is before, like, this is right before COVID hit, right? This is, I mean, like, you can't deny that. This is right before COVID started. That was like the first like major change. And then like now we're heading into another world war. This is the reality. This is what's happening. And I just want people to understand, like, I don't really know where people are in terms of like if they still think Michael's alive. I don't really feel like people I don't really I feel like most people who like I feel like a lot of people who still follow like the death hoax really like are just, they're just kind of in it for the fun of like trying to like, okay, he's still alive. But I feel like a lot of the deep thinkers in this kind of just kind of faded off from it, don't really like um understand. They kind of disconnected, they disengaged, kind of like I did. And I just, you guys need to understand, like, like, I know that Michael is like, oh my God, how do I say this? Like, Michael is present more than you know. Um, Michael knew this was coming. Michael knew what was gonna come. He knew what was gonna happen. Nothing in his life was by accident. And I feel like, okay, I can start making videos and I can start talking about those things now. I can start like being honest and living my truth and not being afraid of how people will react to like things that I have to say. But you guys need to understand, like, I have been for years trying to like tell you guys about this shit that was gonna happen. I've been trying to tell people like there is something really fucking crazy that's gonna happen in our world that's gonna change everything. And like I honestly always believe that Michael, I don't think he planned to leave necessarily, but I honestly just feel like I feel in my spirit. I don't think Michael planned to like fake his death. I think Michael planned to make a documentary about the media and how they like lie about things, and how I think Michael started off a project that really unfolded into something else, because I believe that Michael got a vision. I believe that Michael saw something that terrified him. And I believe that he understood that he would be better service if he just kind of like removed himself and just used that removal to do things. I don't believe I oh God, I'm trying to like really calm down here because I'm like, this is a lot. Like I'm a very different person than like you guys like know me as. Like I'm a very different person now, and like I really like am very spiritually connected to things. Like I wasn't like that before, and like I know things like I know things before. Like I could say like, oh well, I think I like know things now. I actually know. I know shit. Okay, like I know that there's like crazy shit that's gonna happen. And I'm not trying to like scare people or fearmonger people. But like when COVID first hit, like I told you guys, like it was gonna be bad. And now I'm telling you, like, with this Russian Ukraine thing, like this is gonna be very like bad. This is gonna be very, 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 very bad. A lot is about to happen. And I want you guys to understand like it's really important to like hold on to your faith right now. And um Michael is like definitely present, and definitely like I just really I honestly like, and I don't like to like say this, but like I just would not be surprised if he resurfaces soon. And I don't really know um what that means. I don't know how I feel about that. Um, I know that there are some problems, there are some issues, there are some things going on that he is like having a really hard time with. And I think that the circumstances surrounding like Michael's disappearance and like what happened to him are just something that like people are not going to fucking believe. Um, no, I believe it's gonna be before. No, no, no. This is gonna happen. This is gonna probably happen. I'm gonna say this is gonna happen in the next 3 years. Uh, um, I want to say like the next 3 to 4 years. Um, yeah, next 3 to 4 years. But even before that even happens, before that happens, like there will be other things like leading up to that. Um, I just I ugh, I don't like I'm not trying to like talk in code or I'm not a proponent of saying things that I can't physically prove. I don't think that that's cool. And that's why I'm hesitant to like say, like just outwardly say things, because I don't want to like, um, but you have to understand, like I want to be I want to be extremely clear about something. Like I want to be very, 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 very clear. Like even if that were to happen, you have to understand that this has nothing to do with like if you are waiting to like if you're waiting to like hear from something, or like get this Michael Jackson like king of pop. If you're waiting for that, like that is never going to happen. Michael is you are never in your life going to experience that person again. That person is dead. That person is gone. That person is not, like, I see people talking about this death hoax, and I see people like that this has been a spiritual elevation. Pluto return, and Janice, I wanted to talk about that. Pluto's return did happen. Pluto's return happened on February 22nd, 2022. And that is a very big, big part of what I'm talking about right now. There is a lot of shit that there is a lot of things surrounding Michael's birth chart, his astrology. There's a lot of things about Michael that you guys do not understand or know, or like this man is so beyond like what you think. I'm not even talking about like I'm not talking about his music. I'm not talking about him as an entertainer. I am not talking about that shit. Michael is very special. Like he is very, very, that feeling you get listening to his music, that feeling. And a prime example of what Michael is, it can be found in his daughter. Michael, if you listen, I don't know if you listen to like Paris's music, but Paris's music, she, even though she sounds nothing like Michael. Music is totally different. But I've heard people like say like, I listen to her music and I get that same feeling when I listen to Michael, that same emotional, like it overtakes my emotions. Like I feel like I'm losing my mind. That shit is because like that shit is being passed down. Like oh my God, like there's so much, you guys, like there's so much going on right now. There's so much happening in that family. There's so much happening between those two right now. There's a lot going on. And then people will like talk shit on me and like probably attack me, and like I don't know what people are gonna do with what I'm saying. Like I'm not here to debate people. I'm not here to argue. I'm not here to like have a problem with people. I'm not here to be in this fucking death hoax community, this believer. I'm not here for any of that stuff. I don't care what people think. I don't give a shit what people think. It doesn't matter because I know what I'm speaking is fact right now. I know for a fucking fact that there is issues going on right now between Paris and Michael. And there's just stuff happening. There's a lot of, when you're called to like destiny, when you're called to fate, when you're called to like live your truth, it can be very challenging, especially when you're young and you don't really understand, and you kind of like you're here existing on this in this place, in this world, as like this person. Like you're a human being. You are not God. You're not the second coming of Christ. Like you're not God. You're a person. You were born, you were created by your parents. You have a physical structure as a human being, and you have that. But if you're a person that has a very like heightened sense of awareness, heightened sensitivity of existence, it can be very challenging to know how to balance the two. And you struggle with like mental health issues, you struggle with anxiety, you struggle with depression. Michael struggled with finding his place on this planet because he didn't understand. He did not understand. Like, could you imagine being born this like powerful being of light, like this powerful, powerful person, like, and you have these abilities to like literally fucking heal people, literally be able to like to project and see things, literally be able to know things are going to happen, but you have no control over that. And you're an entertainer, so you're in the industry, so you're making music and you're making a lot of money for people, and you're trying to like you have these aspirations and you have these goals and you have these things you want to succeed because you feel like, oh my God, I want to be famous because I'm talented and I want to be famous and I want to do the best. I want to be on top of the fucking world because this is Michael was he's a Virgo born in Pluto, which means like Virgos that are born in Pluto have like this sentence like this feeling of heightened, like they have to be overachievers. They have to like make everything like the best. And it has nothing to do with anything that's physically on this earth. This sense of heightened awareness that he had was because he was like, okay, he was sent here to do something, but he wasn't activated yet. Michael wasn't activated to know like exactly why he was here. He just knew that he had to be the best. He had to be the best. Michael was a huge threat, huge threat to dark forces because his light was so bright. And if he influenced people to do the good things, to remember who we really are, that couldn't be allowed. So it's just like you have that and you try to like understand and you try to contend with it and you try to like exist, but it's a constant like battle in your mind because you're like, okay, I want to be famous, I want to make music, I want to like be the best of the best of the best of the best. But see, even he achieved that greatness, it wasn't enough for him because his purpose had nothing to do with music. It had nothing to do with like being the best celebrity ever. It had nothing to do with that. What you're trying to do is you're trying to impact humanity. That's why you got that change in Michael, and he started talking about these things. And when he started talking about these things, he started getting attacked because he like it's so hard for me to like put this in words. I don't want to speak for him because I don't think that's right. I can't speak for his journey because I don't know his journey. I don't know what Michael did. I don't know when he activated. I have an idea about when it happened, but like I can't really speak for him. But I understand fully that like there's so much shit that happened. And then when 2009 hit, there's a lot of shit that was going on in our world. And I honestly think that I think Michael saw something that like I don't know that I don't want to say that it scared him, but Michael felt this like this urgency to like, okay, wait, this is it. That's why when I hear him say this is it now, it makes so much fucking sense to me because I had that this is it moment. I literally had that fucking it's a moment. Like it's a moment that happens to you. Like you're sitting there and it's like a light bulb comes on. You're like, this is it. I get it. Like this is like this is the time that I have to talk about this. This is it. This is when I have to like come and do what I have to do to make a difference. Like I totally understand that so much now on such a deep fucking level. And like when you get that moment, you're like, okay, like that, oh my God, that makes so much sense now. And I just want you guys to understand like there is so much happening right now. And people like I've been talking about this stuff for like 12 years. I'm like, dude, and there are people out here who are still talking about Michael faking his death. Like, I don't like what purpose does that serve you? It does not matter. It does not matter that Michael is alive. If Michael's dead, that shit doesn't matter. You can spend thousands of dollars making documentaries, thousands of hours like talking. It doesn't matter because that doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter. What matters is what is it that he is trying to tell people? What is he saying? Why did this happen? Not did this happen, but why did it happen? Why did this happen? Why did this happen to this man? What is happening with this man still? What is going on? You guys, like, I have very little people in here. I don't really have a huge following anymore, and that's by my own doing. I kind of like, because I'm not consistent with being around. So I get that. But like, you have to understand, like, I said to you guys, I remember that I told you guys, like literally like 5 years ago, I said if Michael Jackson comes back, I think he'll come back during a time where it's not even gonna. It literally is gonna be so fucking crazy in this world that it's not gonna matter. I literally said that to you guys like 5 years ago. 5 years ago, I said if Michael ever comes back, it's gonna be during a time that's gonna be so chaotic in this fucking world that it won't even matter. And we are literally heading into that shit right now. We are going into a time where everything is about to change. Put my fucking word on. I'm telling you guys, I am not trying to scare people. It's not about being scared, but there is a lot of stuff that is about to happen. And this is why I'm trying, like, yo, go listen to his music. Listen to his music. Like, pay attention to what Michael is saying. Because whatever he saw is not something that's avoidable. He said we have 4 years to get it right, or else it's pointless, right? 4 years to get it right, or else it's done. He said that in 2009 for a fucking reason. He said that for a reason. Michael knew what was coming, and we did not pass that test. We did not pass those 4 years. We failed miserably. We failed. So all you can do is move forward with what you know and try to make a new world for yourself, a world of enlightenment and a world of understanding and a world of knowing. That's what's happening. That Janet documentary that came out was so important because Janet talked about so many things. Janet's documentary was so amazing to me because I felt like Janet was a classic victim of like male dominated misogyny. And it's so crazy because even though Michael Jackson is the bigger star than Janet Jackson. He's obviously like more talented than her. But in terms of accolades and attributions and success, Janet has a higher accolade than Michael. She does. She was an actress, a singer, an author, a dancer. She has this long spanning career that is consistently like shit on because of who her older brother is. And that's crazy. It's insane. But that documentary exposed that. And people need to understand like there's so much to be said about the feminine. There's so much to be said about women and what they experience. That's why you have his daughter out here doing things, touching people, inspiring people. I Paris's fan base, like I watch these kids and like people who follow her and like they go to her concerts and like I I talked to a girl who went to her show in Paris and she said like it was like a spiritual experience. Like I can't describe, like she was singing and the entire like crowd was like crying. It was like a spiritual experience. And like even though her music is so different than her father, she's nothing like him. They're totally different people in terms of their music, but they have that same spirit. But that's not by accident. Women are very, 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 very powerful. We literally sustain life. The divine feminine is something that is so important. Michael was very, very aware of this. This is why Michael had these talks with Paris. When Paris was little, she talked about her father telling her things and having discussions with her. And it wasn't Prince. He was talking to Paris about things because Paris is a woman. Women are sustainers of life. He knew the importance of women. He understood very, very well the importance of a woman carrying on his legacy. That was very important to Michael for a reason. Michael was a very, very, very deep, deep person, very, very intellectual, very smart, very spiritually inclined, not religious, but just very, very in touch with understanding these things, how the universe works, how the divine feminine works. He understood his daughter. That's why I say Paris has always been very important in all of this because she's a girl. Because that is, women carry on, like they carry on life. It's so crazy. Love how your speech changed, so mature. I am mature because I'm older. Like I'm 38 years old now. I'm not the 25-year-old girl that started this. And it's beautiful. I love I love my journey. I love my journey. I love every part of like who I've always been because growth is very important in a person. You know what I mean? Like, and I've learned, and I always feel like Michael has been so patient with me because when I was like this little girl, because when you're 25, you're a little girl. I was a little girl that started this, and I didn't know anything about like life. I didn't know anything about like anything, but like I feel like he entrusted this with me from a very like early age. He entrusted this with me, and I think Michael entrusted things with a lot of, I want to tell you guys something, and I hate even saying this. I want to talk to you guys about something like Pearl Jr. Like I was looking at Michael's birth chart. I was looking at his birth chart, and it was so fascinating because it was talking about like his sign, his moon, his sign in the moon. And it was talking about the sign in the moon. Let me see if I can find this, but his sign in the moon is a pearl, right? In his birth chart. His moon sign, the jewel, the rock representing that is the pearl, and the pearl is a sign of like purity. And I was like, that's so interesting. I don't even think she probably doesn't even know that because I don't think she even pays attention to like astrology and stuff like that. But I thought it was really interesting because I'm like, whether you have like these, I have my own opinions on Pearl. I don't really care for her like a lot of things that she talks about. I definitely don't care for that fake Michael Jackson Bobby shit. That's like crazy. But when you think about how things are aligned, I think that everybody that's a part of this death hoax is not by accident. I think that maybe people got led astray. They got this because what did I tell you guys? There are dark forces that always come for light. There are dark things that always surround light, and I feel like a lot of people got led astray from the original purposes. Pearl is an investigative journalist. She has the ability to really like look into things, understand things, and a lot of her investigation things that she's found are phenomenal. Like Pearl has found things I had no idea because I'm not really like an investigative journalist, so I don't really know how to like look for certain things. So when it comes to Michael faking his death, she found a lot of cool legal documents and things. She has that ability, but she's often led astray by things that don't matter. And she also lets her own personal opinions of things cloud her judgment when it comes to investigating. She allows like her personal beliefs and her personal thoughts to kind of like cloud her judgment. And you can't do that. You have to remove your personal, when you're analyzing another person and you're talking about another person and you're telling their story, you can't allow your personal like thoughts and opinions and feelings to influence that story. I did that before, but I've learned there are a lot of things about like Michael that I don't agree with. There are a lot of things about choices that he made as a person, as a man in his career, in his life, that I don't agree with. But she is a Pearl is a very like intelligent woman. She's very smart. She's very intelligent. She's very good. Like I've never knocked her for that. She did a lot of things like before there was even a hoax about Michael. She talked about a lot of things that were really like important, and she has a heightened sense um of of awareness when it comes to certain things, but she allows her emotions to be clouded by her personal like love for Michael, her personal feelings for Michael. And like you can't do that. You have to be able to uh um and I know people in this room have personal feelings about Pearl. I totally get that. I totally understand that. But again, let me see if I can find this. Hold on a second. Let me find this what I read. We talked about the pearl. Um, I want to read this to you guys. So you guys, I mean, I really don't even want to. I was like, she's probably gonna hear this and be like, "Oh, I'm a Pearl Junior," but like, I think it's important to be fair. Okay, it's not this one. I think it's important to be like fair. I don't really like her. I mean, everyone knows that, but I think it's really important um to 1 second. Let me see. Where the fuck is it? They talked about like his natal chart and it spoke about like I was like, that's so weird because we always okay. Let me see Jackson natal chart. I want to read it exactly. I don't want to like. I don't want to just have my own like. Okay, here it is. Let me find it. Hold on. I don't want to have my own like. What the fuck is it? I can't find it. Moon. So his rising is in Moon. I'm so sorry. He was born on a full moon too, which is really interesting. But when you're a person that has your, I'm gonna come and read you guys' comments. Okay, Sandy, why did you spit your drink out? Like, why did why did you say why did you spit your drink out? Please indulge. I want to know. Let me see. Hold on. I can't believe I can't find this now. This is driving me crazy. Hold on a second. Michael Jackson, his natal chart. Um, Neptune, Moon. I'm sorry, guys. I just want to find this because I don't want to. Sun in Virgo. His son's in Virgo. Okay, but let me see if I can find it about the pearl. What I wrote. I was like, what the fuck? When I read that, I was like, are you joking? Hold on. Gemini rising. I'm so sorry. Hold on a second. I should have had this up. His moon is in okay, so his moon is in Pisces, which means like so Michael. So I'm gonna read this to you guys. I don't know if you guys know about astrology, but I'm gonna read this to you so you have an understanding of like what I'm talking about. So Michael's moon is in his sun is in Virgo, which means he's a Virgo, but his moon is in Pisces. So this is let me tell you how accurate this stuff is. So the moon in Pisces indicates a super sensitive nature that acts on psychic like a psychic sponge, sucking up the thoughts and emotions of others. A moon in Pisces has a vivid imagination, verging into mediumistic, which could result in enormous poetic, musical, and artistic talent. A person with a moon in Pisces are likely to be disproportionately kind and sympathetic, but they're easily hurt and excessively shy. That like describes Michael. Um, You spend a large part of your life trying to find out what life or afterlife is all about, searching for answers to deep and indefinable questions to which there are no simple answers. Consequently, you could have be drawn to religious groups or cults of enlightenment. You need to seek true spiritual guidance to channel the dominance of your subconscious mind. Traditional and simple prayer and meditation is probably the best way to conduct your search. Okay, let me see if I can find about the pearl. Let me see something. I don't know why I can't find this. Sounds it's like so fuck. It's like it disappeared. But anyway, when it was talking about the moonstone, I was like, what the fuck? It said pearl, and I was like, what the hell? Let me see. Um, I don't know. I'll find it eventually, but it's really hard. It's just weird. But anyway, to get back to what I was saying, like what I said about Earl. Did you call her Earl? Seriously, Sandy? Are we being petty? And well, so you know. Ah, I found it. Hold on a second. February 21st. I got it. Yeah, it should be on this page. Why the fuck did that disappear? That's so weird. Hang on a second. This is crazy. Like I read this page and now it's like not on here. Michael went on there and edited that shit. Like no. Hold on a second. Personal sextile. How is this like not on here? I can't believe this. This is so crazy. Virgo. Michael's birth chart is like really crazy too. It's like really weird. It's I've never seen like someone's birth chart that has so many different and like your birth chart tells a lot about your personality and who you are. A lot of people are like not into astrology and stuff like that, but if you're a person that like really like loves Michael Jackson and you're trying to understand him, then you really should look into like astrology things because Michael was clearly very, 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 very into astrology, astronomy, like understanding things like because it when I look at I'm like, oh my God, his music, like things that he talked about, it's so weird. It's like he just was so aligned with like understanding this stuff. And it seems like he centered a lot of his music and like his thoughts and things on this like understanding. It's really strange. Um it's so frustrating that I can't find this now, but it spoke about like his but I just want you guys to understand if like I say all this to say that like I do want to do like a couple of different videos and I want to talk about like things, but I don't really know how it's going to be um received by people. I don't know how people are going to be able to like understand the videos that I'm doing. I did these videos a couple years like the Can You Feel It videos and I talked about um I spoke about like what I believe the Jacksons were talking about in this video. And now when I go back and I look at these videos I did a couple years ago, I was like, I felt like something was impending, something was going to happen, and it did. I'm not saying I predicted like COVID or anything like that, but I definitely felt like there was something huge that was coming. There was something very big about to happen, and I said I felt that. I think that Michael honestly just like knew that things were coming. I think he felt something that was going to be a reason why he had to kind of like back out of it and I don't know if it's coming from a place of like fear necessarily. I don't think it was like fear, but I think it was jarring enough for him to be like, okay, I have to like step back. And I don't know. It's hard for me to explain. Like, I don't think it was necessarily like a fear thing, but I think whatever happened, like he definitely was like, I don't know. I just it's hard for me to really like. It's so hard for me to be able to like explain this to you guys. It really is. Like I wish I could like put it into words so that I could explain it to you better. And I know people probably just think I'm like ranting and I'm totally like insane and shit, but you guys don't understand. Like this shit is so crazy. It's so crazy. Like and it's like it's hard when you feel like something is like when you can't put into words but you know it's gonna happen. I've never really like thought that Michael was gonna like come back. Like I was like, well, you don't like fake your death to like to come back. Like I never really believed that before, but I do like I'm changing my mind very much about that because I do believe that Michael is going to return. I really do, but I just don't know. Like I don't know what that looks like, and I don't know how it's gonna be received. I don't know. I don't know. I just like I don't know if it's something that is like safe. Where the fuck would I see this thing about? It might not have been like his moon sign. Okay, it's so weird. Okay, I read something. Okay, whatever I read was like something very significant. It might have been that I read like on June 25th, 2009. What did I? Okay, wait. I might have read that on June. Okay, wait. I think I read on June 25th, 2009. Um, I'm in Las Vegas right now. Okay. Yes. Rosie Brown. What is? Okay, wait. Let me see. Let me check something. Hold on a second. I want to get this right because I don't want to be misquoted. I'm sorry. Hold on, guys. I'm so sorry. I should have been. I wasn't gonna even bring this up, but June 25th, 2009. Um. Okay, wait. I think I found it. Birthday answers. Okay, wait. Okay, I found it. I was wrong. It's not about his birth sign. Okay, wait, guys. Okay, I had it all wrong. I had it all wrong. Okay, it has nothing to do with Michael's birth chart. It's not Michael's birth chart. The birth. Okay, so what the research I did was on June 25th, 2009. This is why I think that Pearl was initially tied into this death hoax. Okay, it says the birthstone for June 25th, 2009 is a pearl and a moonstone. The birthstone for June 25th, 2009 is pearl. The pearl is a symbol of purity. Ancient Greeks believed that they are the joyful tears of Aphrodite, goddess of love. Okay, so that's what I found out. It's not his birth sign. It's June 25th, 2009. The birthstone for that date is a pearl. So this is why I said that I do believe, I don't think that things happen by accident. I do believe that like everything that happens for a reason, but I believe that personally that Pearl was like led astray by things around her that took her off the path of like really talking about the things that she was meant to talk about in the death hoax. That was a really crazy and wild, when I saw that, that's a crazy wild coincidence. And I wasn't even going to say anything about it because I was like, I don't want her to like take that information. She probably will still take that information and try to run with it and like, oh, I'm meant to be part of the hoax. But I really, it has nothing to do with like a physical planning of things. I think everything is very spiritual and everything happens for a reason. But I do feel like she has gotten taken off of her path of being able to do her part in this death hoax. I think that getting distracted by things that don't matter is a mistake that we all made at some point in this. And this is why people are kind of going in circles. But yes, the birthstone of someone born on June 25th, 2009 is a pearl. That it wasn't his birthstone, so it wasn't like it was. I had it messed up. It had nothing to do with like his birthday, but that does make sense about Pearl. I think that that is very interesting and it's very fascinating. That would be the on the birthstone of someone born on that day would be a pearl. It's very interesting. I don't believe in coincidences. I really don't. I think that everything happens for a reason, but I think that we have to stay focused on our path. And I think Pearl, that whole shit with like Bobby just messed her up. Like she got so off track with that. And it's unfortunate because I feel like it made a lot of people not trust her and not listen to her. And I think that aside from being a shitty person a lot of times that she has been too, like just not nice to people in general, it definitely like took her off of her path. And I hope that she's redirected at some point to understand that like she has a gift and a talent to report on something very big. She has that natural ability to be a journalist, to like talk about things, to like, and to get so sidetracked by what seemed as fun is not good. And that's what I was trying to say. When I found that information, I was like, oh my God, that's fucking crazy. Like, what are the odds of like that being the birthstone of someone that's born on that day? But nothing happens by accident or by chance. You know what I'm saying? So like I just really want people to understand like ugh, there's just so much like I don't know. Um I don't watch Pearl's stuff. I don't follow her videos and I don't follow it much because I don't want to hear about Peter or Bobby. I don't want to hear about that because that guy he has been to Vegas like so many fucking times like in the past. I don't even want to get into that. I just Pearl. I don't want to talk about that. I know a lot of shit. I know a lot of stuff, and if she still believes that that kid is related to Michael, then this is exactly why she is where she is right now because that guy is definitely not related to Michael. Uh, uh, I know that you don't like her, but you know, I don't know. It's not always about who we like. You know, it's not about what we like and who we like as people. You know, you have to remove your emotions from things. If you are blinded by your emotions and blinded by how you feel about people, I have had to learn this personally. It's if you are blinded by your emotions, Pearl has said a lot of fucked up shit about me. She has like literally done and said some really horrible things about me. But like at the end of the day, like I don't care because like I can't allow my ego to like I can't allow that to like attack my ego. I don't care. I don't really care because Pearl has no place in my space. She doesn't know me as a person. She doesn't know who I am. She doesn't know what I'm about. She doesn't know me. She can have an opinion on me and I can have an opinion on her. But I don't I we have to stop thinking along the lines of like things that are just like right in front of us. Everything is so much bigger than our emotions. Everything is so much bigger than like our oh my god, everything is just so much bigger than the stuff that happens like right in front of us, you know. And like I really don't care about like how well, I don't really care about her like I don't care whatever, but I do know that it's not a coincidence that she was ever in this. It's not a coincidence that she was ever like a part of this. And even if Pearl's whole goal was to like make money off of Michael, to have you guys ever seen the movie Ghost before? Like the movie Ghost? You guys remember the movie Ghost? How Whoopi Goldberg's like character, she was actually like faking being able to talk to spirits. She was like pretending like she was pretending like she could talk to them, and like then that fucking spirit like found her and actually started talking to her, and she freaked the hell out because she actually had the talent all along, but she didn't realize that she was just trying to scam people and get money. She didn't really care about like her ability. It's so, I'm not saying I am not saying Pro is scamming people. I'm not saying that. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is like it doesn't matter what Pearl's intentions are or what they or what change. That you have to think beyond that. You have to think past that stuff. Michael knew exactly what he was doing. He knows what he's doing. I have always believed that Michael in the very beginning selected certain people to I've always believed that he selected certain people to do certain things. But I think a lot of people just fucked it up. A lot of people fucked it up. They messed it up. And like he just couldn't rely on those people anymore. And they got lost in the whole situation. And I feel like we have to look outside of that if we're going to ever make sense of this. I don't like Pearl Jr. I don't care for her at all, but I do feel like I personally feel like there are a lot of there's a lot that she brought to the table that a lot of people did not. There's a lot of things that she investigated that a lot of people have not investigated or did not investigate. It's just facts. You, there's just different levels, different things that we do, and that's okay. You know, I don't care for her as a person, but like I don't think it's a coincidence that she was ever involved in this stuff in the beginning, is what I'm saying. I'm not talking about the shit that's happened in the past couple of years. I mean, in the very, very beginning, because I remember talking to Pearl. I was one of the first people to even talk to her. And I got her on the Carlotta Chatwood show because I talked to her and I saw the shit that she had done before she was even like thinking Michael was still alive. You know what I mean? So, like, I'm just making a point, like, that people just don't understand. Like this is why people are if you find yourself sitting there trying to like rack your brain and understand like why this happened, why like you still don't have answers, why it's still not clear to you, because you're looking in the wrong place of understanding Michael. If you only care that Michael is dead or alive, then you're in the like you're it's a waste of time, because that doesn't matter. You're going to have your answer about that. That is going to be answered. That is going to come to fruition, but it doesn't matter right now. What fucking matters is the shit that's happening right now in our world that is insane, that I spoke about before it started happening. And I'm telling you guys, like, this is going to touch everybody in this chat room right now. What's happening in this world is going to affect, just like COVID did, this war is going to affect everyone in here in ways that you cannot imagine. You have to be ready spiritually because your body may perish. And I'm not trying to scare people, but these are the facts. But it doesn't matter if your physical body perishes because it's just a physical body. It's your spirit is so much bigger than that. Your energy is excuse me, way bigger than that. So you don't have to like worry about or be scared of that impending war, what can happen to you physically if spiritually you're prepared. Michael transcended like being worried about what's going to happen to his physical body. And I believe that. Michael has done something that has not been done before. I believe that. And I won't get into all that, but I can't spout that out on this live because I can't talk about things without showing you exactly what I mean or where I'm coming from. I don't want to do that because it's just not like cool to just say those things. I'm going to show you what I mean. But like I don't know. I don't know where everybody is. I mean, I felt compelled to. I have a lot to do. I can't stay on here long. I have tons of things to do today. Like, I'm very busy in my life, and I've moved on in my life. I do a lot of stuff. I'm a very busy person, but these things have not. I'm very like connected to Michael, and these things don't leave my mind. All I can say is like if you didn't watch those videos I made in 2019, go back and watch them. Go pay attention to them and understand what I'm talking about. In July 2019, I talked about a very big shift coming, a very big thing about to happen. And then it happened. Not even a year later, it happened. So I implore you to please go watch those videos and understand that that was just the beginning. I am going to be here. I'm going to be around. I'm sorry that our Facebook group kind of like sucks, and I'm sorry that people are not really interested in like the death hoax anymore. But it's okay. They don't need to. No one needs to care about the death hoax because it doesn't matter. There's something way bigger than that. That was like the vessel to something a very big, big message. So, I hope I didn't like waste anyone's time today, but I wanted to come on here as kind of like a preference. I'm doing the videos I'm doing. I'm not going to be talking on them. They're going to be just like actual videos like I used to do, like uploaded. So I wanted to kind of talk about them before I put them out here, just so you guys can like see what I'm talking about. But I will probably talk to you guys very soon. Thank you for listening. I'm going to leave this video up if you want to come back and listen to it later. And I'm going to be around, but just I hope this video like spoke to people's hearts, and I hope that you're able to really understand what I'm saying, where I'm coming from, and that you get it. I love you guys, and it's I just pray a lot. Pray a lot. This is about to be a very trying time. Hold on to your loved ones. Pray. Be spiritual. Be vigilant. Keep all the faith and understand like it is about to get so crazy. And I will be around very soon. You'll be hearing from me very, very soon, okay? I love you guys, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.